Well, folks, I made it to the Japans. I am here in Osaka, and I'm going to be driving. I'm going to be riding in a car that the driver's side's on the right. The driver's side's on the right, and I don't know. I am with a certain Angrycanadien, but for obvious reasons, he doesn't want to show his face. So show your hand, AC. Show your hand.
So,
or say your name. Okay, don't even show his hand. He doesn't want to show his hand either. So, all right, I'll see you guys shortly with more stuff. Hopefully, I'm not used to this type of thing. I don't vlog. I didn't see the fingers. That's why I said that. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chillporial. I am your host, Brian, the Nerdporial life form himself. And yes, this was a long-awaited stream because Angrycanadien is too busy for me. So. Hey,
yes,
hey,
what can I say?
Yeah, it's like I was like, let's do all three. Let's do all four of us. Japan's like you're like, no, too busy. I got stream. I'm married. I have commitments, and I have other streams, and I have gaming streams. So, all right, so we managed to get now. So, what's up, buddy? Thanks for hosting. I'll be honest, like you took a lot of. Once again, I know I must have thanked you a billion times when I was out there, but. It was really nice. It was really cool meeting you, and you taking time out of your week to hang out with me.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I'm trying not to die laughing because Frank is trolling in the chat right now. He said I'm always in big timing. Yeah. Sorry, I'm dead. I'm dead from that. Yeah, dude. I'm glad that I had the flexibility to help you out. Get you around and get you to places you want to see. Because I know that it's pretty scary when you go to a foreign country and you don't understand the transportation, obviously the language barrier. You don't know how to get around and like know where stuff is at. So if I can help people in like small enough groups, then I want to be able to do that, just to make it more comfortable for people. So obviously you came by yourself, so it's like very easy to get things done. And I mean, we took my car a lot of places, but if I'm like traveling with more than like 2 people, 3 people, it's gonna be a bit hectic with that. So yeah, I'm glad that it was comfortable for you and smooth for you, I guess.
Oh yeah, like I'll be honest, like it took some getting used to, and I mean, everybody knows the flight. Everyone knows the flight was a complete crazy show, crazy shit show. But landing and getting there, and just the rest of my time there, and even leaving went smoothly. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I just I'll be honest. I think I loved going to Kyoto. I think that was my favorite part of the trip. I mean, I liked going to Universal. Younger me would have liked it a lot more. By the way, you know what was pretty cool? I liked I'm going to bring up the Dinotopia really quickly. They go on a water slide. they're going down like a water slide in like I think the final part.
Oh
They're
yeah.
trying to get to the ship, and I was like, holy crap! This is too fast. Like I'd be flying off the thing. I'd be splat on the wall or something. Oh yeah, going to but yeah, like just being in a foreign country. It was new. I've never been that part of the world before. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that I don't know, it's just fun to see people's reactions. I'm so used to it, I'm so like how do you say that? Like not used to it, but just like it's a normal thing for me. So people's reactions when they see different architecture or like signs or whatever, food is like really interesting. It reminds me, I guess, like when I first came here.
Yeah, so yeah, AC was like my he was basically my handler. And so I was like, so if so he was probably, who would you be? If I was Biden, who would you be? Because I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, I was wandering around, like Biden, not knowing how to talk to people and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to be associated with anybody like that. I don't know.
No, you don't. No, you don't. but yeah, like I felt like yeah, so yeah, like AC's very, 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 very punctual about everything. I guess that's being in the military for all those years, just like having everything down to a strict plan. So I felt like okay, I was like okay, I have to step up my stuff too. So
Well, yeah, I mean the punctual thing is just because you came here for like a short amount of time. So my goal is to make sure that you can experience as much as you can in the short amount of time.
mhm.
Therefore, we need to like hit time marks, and get to places on certain times and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, but like, yeah, if you were here for much longer, then like it wouldn't be as punctual. But yeah, I need to make sure you get as much in as you can.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. So, yeah. And by the way, this guy plays a lot of video games, lot more than I do. Like, you go on the train with him, takes out the Switch, play, doesn't waste any time whatsoever. So, yeah,
Yeah, you gotta you gotta multitask. I
yeah,
commute every day to work, so every day I commute twice a day. I'm playing on my Vita right now, and then once I beat that game, I'll probably go back to the Switch. So I gotta get in as much time as I can. And then when we were standing in line at Universal, right, we had those long lines. I was playing on my Switch during that time because you were standing in line for like 2 hours, so I might as well play,
yeah.
while I'm
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah. I played a little bit, and I just kind of went. I just went to the zone. I just kind of just like took. I just kind of took everything in. It was just like not. I don't know if it was like I wasn't really meditating, but I was just like I wasn't thinking, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was just like, trying to, relax and just, take in my surroundings. And yeah, the so my none of my luggage came in the first day. So me and AC had to go we had to go clothes shopping. So I'm wearing I'm wearing the clothes that I bought when we went clothes shopping, everything. So yeah, I'm wearing the collared shirt that I got,
Yeah.
and everything's like is like a size. So I usually fit in a large, and I couldn't fit in larges in Japan. I couldn't fit in larges in Japan, so I had to buy extra XL for this. So yes, everything in Japan's much smaller.
Yeah, about a size down, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, "You should buy this." I'm like, "No, I am not buying this." He has a tiger. He bought a tiger shirt. I think it was a tiger shirt, right? Yeah, tiger shirt.
Yeah. I think I thought you had a photo of that because I wore it.
I well,
Um,
I have a pic. Oh, I have actually have a picture. I forgot. I have a picture of me holding on to that shirt. He's
yeah,
not in the
yeah,
picture,
yeah.
so I could show it. So
Yeah. Yeah, it
so
was a fun escapade to get you to the store because we didn't know if you're gonna get your luggage the next day, which they were able to find your luggage and get it to you the next day, which was really nice.
yeah, so right when you dropped me off or from Universal or something, yeah, I got it right away. So yeah, so AC knows more about what the kind the kind of clothes I wear.
Yeah, it was an unexpected situation.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. So so did you so you told me the last thing when I left. So I was I've met quite a few people. The first person I met was Alex of the White Cloaks, and that's kind of what started this making me want to meet everybody, because I had a really good time meeting with him, and I met Steve, I met a few other people. Um, I met and I want part of the reason why I wanted to go to Japan was to meet you and Gray, and I want to see Japan. Like I've been been into anime, and I've been into Nintendo stuff for as long as I can remember. So, and I've never been in that part of the world. So there were a lot of reasons. I know I told you I wanted to meet you. I think the main reason why I would think I was because I wanted to meet you, but there was a lot of other reasons. So this was like a multi. There was reasons to do it, and I would totally, if anyone hasn't been to Japan, if you can save up for it, definitely go. I want to go back, like it says under my name. So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, the most expensive part about Japan is that initial flight, the plane ticket price to Japan and then coming back, of course.
Yes. Yeah, like I got the cheapest. I got the cheapest ticket, and that was 1,500, and that was before I got nickel and dime for bringing a check, because apparently they I have my I had to, it cost me money to check my luggage, and I didn't even bring it. They didn't even bring it to the airport the first day. So um yeah, and then I had to pay for Wi-Fi. I had to pay for uh I think I had to pay for a meal or something. It was
On the
ridiculous.
plane, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't fly Air Canada.
Yeah, but and then everything else was like up to like $3,000, $4,000. I tried to look into ANA. ANA was really nice. That flight from ANA going from
Yeah,
Osaka to Tokyo, great. I actually really liked that, but I didn't. But then the rest of it was Air Canada was awful.
yeah. So what I do is because I'm actually looking at plane tickets right now, but what I typically do is I either fly
Got it.
into Seattle, because it's like it's the timing is better, or Georgia, because my family lives in Florida. But man, I do not like flying through Atlanta. Man, Atlanta is not fun. So if I can avoid it, I can. Oh yeah, there's the shirt. Yep,
So
that's the shirt I have.
this is the shirt that AC had, and yeah, yeah. So I forget when you wore it. You wore it, I think didn't you wear it like right after this, like when we went out
I did, yeah,
the
because
first
we
night?
went and went had dinner with James and Gray.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So yeah. So did you have a favorite part of the trip? Now I remember the last thing you said to me, and I didn't even make my point. So I did it again. I'm about to make it a point, and I tangent off into some other topic, and then I forget to make the point. So I got to make the point. AC, if I don't make the point, bully me or make fun of me or something. But my point before was that when I left, the thing that you said to me was you are totally the same as you are online. I was like, really? Because
Yeah.
I would thought I was quieter, because I'm usually, if you meet me, I'm usually quieter in person.
No, yes, I stick to my my original statement there.
Okay, you heard it. You heard it here. So um yeah, because like I do these streams to kind of improve my skills in communication and having conversations. That's something I always struggled with. That's why I was always made fun of growing up, was because, and yeah, sometimes I forget things, or sometimes I miss context. I don't read the room proper. That's just how it is for me, and I have to you know deal with it. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat as far as like I like using YouTube as a way of learning how to talk with people and how to um, just bring ideas out from my mind and express it and then have it challenged or discussed or whatever.
yeah.
It's like a pretty good platform to do that. It's just that initial nervous phase that you have to get through in the beginning is a bit like everyone has to go through it. So yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing when I was with Adam. Like I asked him something, and then he told me, and then I didn't process it, or I was thinking about something else. And then I asked him that same question about 20 minutes later. And I was like, oh bro, I'm sorry. If AC was here, he'd be giving me crap now for it, because you remember everything. And I forget things. So yeah, but yeah, I did the same thing. So I have to conscientiously try to improve that. So yeah, I'm in the boat of trying to improve myself, not feel sorry for myself, but improve myself. Kind of old
S-
to cry and be the victim or something like that, even though I am in Chicago, and that's what Democrats like to do.
So you asked me what my favorite part of the trip was, even though it was your trip.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, did, yeah, like, what was yeah, what was your favorite part of me being, or hanging out with me, I guess you could say.
Um, I don't know. I guess like the best part would have been just when we went to Kyoto and we spent like the whole day, like early morning
Yeah,
to night, um, hiking that mountain, or Mount Inari, but like Fushimi Inari,
yes,
and then just going to different places in Kyoto and seeing like the temple and whatnot, and trying different food, and going to the Nintendo headquarters. Um, yeah, I mean, like I, it's weird. I like going to Kyoto every once in a while because it does remind me of my initial time visiting Japan, just how like foreign it felt. Because like me, where I live, and like other places I've lived in Japan, it's like it doesn't feel like it's a foreign country until you like start reading signs. Whereas
Yeah.
like Kyoto, the moment you're like in the city and you're like out in the real
Hmm.
old parts of it, you're like, okay, now I feel like I'm in a different country. So
Yeah.
yeah, I always like going there. It's really cool.
I was surprised how much English was there. By the way, what's up? What's up, RNG? What's up, Frank Adores and Salty? Salty, I want to meet you too. I know you're all the way up. You're all the way up in the Northwest. I want to hike with you, and talk a whole bunch of
Fusimi Nani.
political conspiracy. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I'll talk. I'll have to. We'll talk offline about that. So, but yeah, um, but yeah, yeah. I want to meet him. I want to meet Pops. Um, I'm actually going to Philadelphia next month. I'm going to meet Kyle's brother Kelly. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I know Kyle's been talking about Superman quite a bit. I don't know if you're interested in the new Superman, the James Gunn. I'm probably going to go see it out there with him. So I'm curious. It looks cool. I think it looks cool. I know a lot of people don't think it looks cool, but I'm not as big in I'm not in the Superman lore, so I don't know nearly as much.
No, as far as movies, the only one I'm gonna actually take the effort to go and watch is that new Jurassic World movie because I kind of want to see how ridiculous it's gonna be.
Okay,
So,
all right. I have to ask you now. You did the review on X, but like, was the burger like were they? I mean, was it really? Were they really good?
oh, the Jurassic,
Yeah.
yeah, the burgers there, yeah. So, um, there's three burgers, and it's kind of I like the marketing. So they did three burgers. There's a beef one, a chicken, and a bird one, or not bird, a fish, and they have the marketing
Wasn't it
where the
shrimp?
beef.
Wasn't like a shrimp burger or something? Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what
a
it's
shrimp
called?
burger. Yeah, my bad. Shrimp burger.
Yeah.
So the beef burger, they have like the T-Rex as like the marketing behind it. For the chicken burger, it's the giant Quetzal
Hmm.
as the creature, and then for the fish one, or the excuse me, the shrimp one, it's the Mosasaurus. And so I like the marketing of it. I think it's kind of
Which
like
one's the Mosasaurus? Is that the one
the
that stands
giant
on the right?
underwater fish, or
Oh,
not
okay.
fish, a dinosaur.
Okay.
Um,
When's that
yes,
coming out? Does that come out? Does that come out next month?
July 2nd is when it's supposed to come out. Um, and actually it's coming out. It's doing an international release on the same day, so I'm gonna try to go watch it before July, like during July 4th weekend, I guess. Probably before or after I grill burgers for the wife and I. But um, anyways, yeah. As far as the actual burgers themselves, they're really tasty. They also have like this pineapple melon soda drink, which isn't
Bro,
too bad as well.
yeah, you saw my comment. Like the melon Fanta was my go-to drink in Japan. Like it was so good, so sweet, but it was so good. Sorry. So the pineapple. So is that
Salty
basically?
says shrimp burgers at Trader Joe's slab. I bet they do because Trader Joe's has like higher quality like food than like the normal, you know, supermarket.
And like 20
Um,
times the price. But then again, who
yeah.
knows about the quality because it's owned by Amazon. I mean,
Oh, I didn't know that.
look at Wheel of Prime. Or no, wait, Trader. No, sorry, that's not wrong. Wrong. I am wrong. Sorry, I'm getting Trader Joe's and Whole Foods mixed up. Whole
Admonish
Foods is
him.
owned by Amazon. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah, Salty. Ebi burgers or shrimp burgers. They're like a normal menu item out here, and then they always try to do like different recipe or collaboration with those burgers. The shrimp ones. I don't care to eat it, but maybe someday I'll try it. I'll try my. I'll be brave enough to try it.
I was looking to see if they had those here. So apparently, no, they don't. It's Japan only apparently. So
Yeah,
I wonder if it's because of the shrimp burger. Like they don't think Americans will like, or Westerners will like shrimp burgers or something. So
I don't know. I like salmon burgers. I've had salmon burgers growing up.
I've had salmon patties too.
Yeah, but the real deal is bison. A real Westerner knows that bison burgers is where it's at.
I don't know what he's asking me. Show me your head. I am
He's
showing
trolling
you
you.
my head. I'm showing you my. I mean,
Sorry.
you want to see my bald head? It's not
That's
there.
what
It's
he's
not.
asking. Yes, he's
You
trying
want
to
to?
Tim Pool you right now.
Yeah, I'm bald. I'm as bald as the judge from Blood Meridian. Yeah. So if we get caught, if we're being chased by evil natives that want to scalp us, and when we're on the mountain, we better get as much charcoal, piss our brains out, and then mix it and create ammo, so we can slay them all. Yeah, that was a big part of the book. Yeah, the judge comes in. They're like, "What is this guy doing?" He basically goes Captain Kirk in Arena, and he manages to just take the resources off of the mountain and create bullets.
Oh
Basically,
wow.
it's crazy. It's crazy. So, and that's what Nas always refers. That's what Nas always references. So, um, but yeah, so I think it was the night before the last one. So it was the last time I was in your. Actually, it was the last time I was in your car. I think we went to what was that place? I met Mrs. AC, by the way. I met Mrs. Canadian. So what was that place we went to that grills it was like a barbecue?
Oh, that was the yakiniku restaurant we went to. Yeah.
Yakiniku. So we got that really good, by the way. By the way, AC eats more than I do. Or maybe it was just because maybe it's because I showed up, maybe it was a special occasion, but he eats way more than I do, and he's like half my weight. I'm jealous. But that's beside the point. When we were so when you were taking me back to my hotel, you told me about this piece that you watched when you were growing up, and you asked me if I heard of it. And I actually did hear of it. I just never saw it. That's the background is one of the locations in this story. It's called Dinotopia. So you told me about Dinotopia. So let's talk about Dinotopia.
Yeah, so Dinotopia, my first experience with it was, I believe, the picture book, the original picture book, written and illustrated by James Gurney. I think I was probably anywhere between the age of, I don't know, 6 to 10. A lot of that time period in my life. I don't remember a whole lot because I was moving around between Canada and the U.S. It was ridiculous, but I remember getting my hands on it, or somebody read it to me, and I was like, oh, this is really neat. And then forgot about it. So then fast forward to, I don't know, maybe 10 years later, when I was a teenager. I used to go hang out with a friend of mine who had an outdoor pool, like an above ground pool in the
Okay, yeah.
summertime. Um, and after we would swim, we would dry off, and then we go downstairs his basement. We would watch like random movies or play like he had a Nintendo Wii. And one time, so I remember he introduced me to one of my favorite movies, Princess Bride. So he introduced me to
Great
that
movie.
movie. Yeah. And then the next time we watched
You,
Dinotopia.
you keep using that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means. Sorry. I love that movie.
You killed my father, prepare to die.
I am Inigo Montoya. You murdered my father. Prepare to die. Sorry.
Yeah, so
Inconceivable.
we watched I didn't realize that it was a mini series. I thought it was just like a really long movie because it's 3 parts,
It's
and each part is an hour and a half long.
yeah.
And I remember watching the entirety of it in one sitting. I think he had it on a DVD or V. No, I don't think it was VHS because it would have been way too. We would have had to, like, I don't know, flip it upside down, right, to watch the opposite side of it. I don't. Anyways, but yeah, we watched it. And I was just completely enthralled by it. I'm like, wow, this is really neat. Like, you got these humans living with dinosaurs on this isolated plant, or excuse me, island, and it takes place in like the modern setting, but like the Dinotopia civilization, they like live in like the past, kind of, with their architecture and clothing. And um, I like the story. I like the characters. I thought like the I just like the world of it. Like, just
Oh
they
yeah.
have this giant, like the background of your stream here, Waterfall City here. Like
Yes.
this really beautiful city, and then of course like later on in the show, they go to different places, and you're like, oh, this is really neat. All these different locations. And anyways, I mean, I grew up really being enthralled by dinosaurs. Like Jurassic Park is my favorite movie of all time. Um, and then I like everything or just about everything Jurassic Park related and anything dinosaur related. So Dinotopia was an easy sell for me. But yeah, rewatching it. So I watched it, as a teenager, and then I want to say I rewatched it as a young adult, and then now I'm watching it as like a older adult, I guess. And it's really interesting just seeing it in like different times of your life, especially like
Yeah,
um, the different things you've understood about life and consumed, throughout the
yeah.
years, and it kind of changed your perspective on the movie. So it's really interesting just re-experiencing it all over again.
Yeah, that's me with the Wrath of Khan. Like I feel totally different watching that movie, especially as someone who's as older and has dealt with death and all that stuff. So yeah, and I really like this. Like one of my favorite things about this one, I mean I some of the acting is cheesy. I'll be honest. Wentworth Miller, who was in Prison Break, I mean I think some of his delivery wasn't the best, but I liked what I liked about the characters is they still played it in a way that was endearing. And the thing that I really liked the most was that we knew what they struggled with. We knew what they wanted and we knew what they struggled with. And I loved, and this is something I love, and I'm sure you do too. I'm sure most people do. I like it when they're able to resolve those things that they struggle with. So, for instance, Wentworth Miller, he plays Adam Scott. He's the bookish one. He is the nerd, and he's afraid of heights. So, and what's wonderful about Dinotopia is, I mean, what's funny is, I the whole idea is this is basically a utopia. This is the type of civilization that we all that everybody's been striving for hundreds of years, especially all the communists. This is what they want, and then they can't do it. But the Dinotopia, I mean, because of that, actually, was because what's funny is when I was looking up Dinotopia on my Kindle, I ended up downloading the book, or the I don't know if it's a book or an essay, Utopia by Sir Thomas More. It's from like the 17th century. So, so I downloaded that. So I'm probably reading that, but I like the fact that the adults the adults had agency. I think the male characters had agency. The female characters were likable. I was telling you this, like, there's a point where the main female protagonist, Marion, does something, and she doesn't even do it just to be completely ignorant about it. She was assigned to do something. She kind of took some liberties, and she nearly got killed by the flying what the pterodons. Yeah, they're pterodons, I believe.
I
Same
think so,
same
but they
same
call them
creatures that.
skybacks. Yeah.
Well, the skybacks aren't they the good ones? The skybacks are the ones that
Oh
are
yeah,
really
my
high.
bad.
The
There's
pterodons
yes,
are the ones that are lower, that
yes, you're right.
are sensitive to light, and they're the bad ones.
Yes,
They're the bad ones. They're the ones that don't like humans or something. So
yes.
part of the meat eating family. So the one thing is that they're very anti-violent, and they respect the meat eaters and all that, even though the meat eaters are aggressive because it's in their nature to be. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting seeing that attitude. Um, but like going back to so there's like something that would never be in today's thing was the girl was in trouble, and she basically violated the rule. Or she broke the rules, and she got chewed out by the commander of the what was it the what were those creatures called
The
again?
skybacks core.
Skybacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the captain was basically he was tasked with making sure her father's the mayor, so she's bigwig. And so he chews her out because he's tasked by her father to keep her safe, keep her protected. And she tries fighting. He's like, He's like, no. He kind of lays down the law. If this was made today, she would be chewing him out, and then he'd shut up, and then he'd walk away with his head down, you know. And so it was refreshing. It's just refreshing to see, like a captain or a commander, male figure that's that has some agents, that has agency, that has some authority. And the captain of Deep Space Nine is totally like that too. So in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Captain Sisko's like that. So if you ever watch Deep Space Nine, I know you'd like it. Same idea. So yeah, it's just something I couldn't help but notice. But yeah, but yeah, Wentworth Miller's character has to deal with his fear of heights, and he not only gets over it, but he like like I like how the Skybacks they don't respond to fear, if I remember correctly. Like they have to, so like the riders have to like wait on the cliff in order to get
Yeah.
their Skyback to come down, and then they can climb on and fly him and all that. And he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the he doesn't have it when he needs it. So I liked how like he was able to do it when it was necessary or something like that. So it was interesting. I like the arc. I like the arc how they made him go climb all the way to the nest. I would have freaked. I'll be honest. I would have freaked the hell out. I would have like. I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids that I would climb I would like, okay, the high dive doesn't look too bad. High dive doesn't look too bad. I get up there, I look down, I'm like, nope, and I'd be making everyone go back down because I wanted to climb back down. I've got so much shit for that. I used to get shit for that, but yeah, I was one of those kids. So I could relate. There was a lot of stuff I could relate to in both of those characters, him and his brother. Brother's the opposite side of the coin.
Yeah, I think you kind of glazed over quite a bit and went straight into like part two of the three-part series, because there's a lot of build up, and in the part one that talks, like you said, that shows like the two characters, the two brothers, like their flaws and their qualities. And then and I think, I don't know, I'm kind of worried that people might get a little bit confused about it, because there's a reason why. Do you remember why, right? There's a reason why that what the brothers get split off in part two, or yeah, I think it is part two. But we can go back to the beginning and dive more into the Dinotopia story from the beginning if you want. But no, there's like to kind of comment on what you said. There's really good character story arcs in a
Yes.
hour and a half like episode, and there's three of them, whereas you don't really see that now in like modern TV. There's like no character story arcs, or there is, and it's like it's spread
and
across like eight
it's not
episodes.
it's and a lot of it's nonsensical and makes no sense, and it's not relatable because a lot of the people that write stuff now just don't have life experience. Hey, look at so apparently Cajun Corey gifted a membership, and you're now a member, AC.
Wow,
So
that's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm gonna
so
have to repay the kindness then.
so AC is now a member of the Nerporio Continuum for the next month. So yeah, I don't. I'll have to think of some reward or something. But yeah, um, um, but yeah, sorry. So
Well,
yeah, the
if we wanted to lay up like what happens in Dinotopia without like getting too spoilery,
so,
we could
so
start at the beginning and just really only end at like episode two. Um,
yeah, so I kind of so I the thing that I yeah the thing I took away was was them basically like you said developing their character arcs and basically dealing with some of the flaws that they had. So like um but yeah, we can go back to the beginning. So like this is supposed to be a sequel. So apparently this mini series is supposed to be a sequel to to the book, to the first book, if I remember correctly. So this is like a few generations later. So like
yes, you know what the biggest indicator is for that? Do you remember?
um
It's literally in the first 30 minutes of the first
oh
episode.
yeah, so the woman in the beginning that's talking to Marion was a character I think in the book. Her grandmother.
Yes, she's the grandmother. Yeah.
Believe it or not, that was
Oh,
Charlie. I looked her up. That was Charlie Chaplin's daughter.
oh.
Yeah. So
Well,
so yeah, so she's in it. Then like the father of what's his name of David Thewlis's character, what's his name? Cyrus.
Cyrus, yeah.
So his father was like one of the was one of the people that discovered the
The
was
world
it
beneath.
the world beneath.
Yep.
The world beneath is basically what has kept Dinotopia is what's kept Dinotopia sustained, and is what basically is. And we find this out at the end. It's basically the asteroid that killed off all the other dinosaurs. So some of the dinosaurs managed to use it as a shelter and live. because there's energy inside this asteroid through what we call sunstones, and the sunstones are a very big thing in this Dinotopia.
Yeah, so going back to like that character, so the reason why it's important is because the original Dinotopia story is written from the perspective of a, I want to say it was a British explorer. His name is Arthur something.
I think it was It was an archaeologist and his son. So I'm guessing the bookish character that Wentworth Miller is based off of was the father, and then I think Carl, the more immature one, I think was based off the son.
Oh, okay. But I mean, like, the original character, his name, the explorer, he is the one that actually gave that sunstone to the grandma that you saw at the beginning of the first
Yes,
episode.
yeah, they do mention
And
that.
that's like, yeah, that is like the connection between the original story and this mini series. But most people won't know that unless they've read the original book. So,
Yeah,
uh,
true.
anyways, yeah, it so like you have the story of these two brothers and their dad. They're flying a plane, and they crash near this island because of the storms, and then the father doesn't make it because he drowns with the plane. But the two brothers escape, and they land on the, or they
He
swim to
doesn't
shore.
drown. He doesn't drown.
Oh, I thought we were getting into spoilers there, my friend.
Oh, oh, oh.
So so they get on this island and they're like, this is weird, there's like humans here, and then all of a sudden they see a dinosaur, and then they see the pretty lady. There's got to be a pretty heroine in the story,
Yep.
interacting with the dinosaur and kind of saving the day. And then that's when they find out that, like, they slowly start realizing that, okay, this civilization is like completely different and like really really strange to them. um and then there's like, we fast forward a little bit to them getting to Waterfall City, and they're kind of just thrown into the society, even though like the one brother, Carl, he does not want to participate in it at all because he wants to find his dad, who he
Yeah.
he still thinks is alive. And then the other brother, he's like a little bit, he's a nerd, right? So he's a little bit more intrigued by all this, and he wants to adapt
And
and
learn.
and
Yeah.
learn. Yes, and I don't think it's because he's given up on his dad, but he's better at handling the
He's not.
situation.
Yeah. He's not. The one thing they did bring up is that he's not. He wasn't as close to his dad, so he was probably more willing to let him go.
Yeah.
Whereas Carl was closer, and which makes sense. So, and that kind of, I don't know if that was what led to the fight that threw them
Oh
off
yeah.
they fell into the waterfall. They fell off the railing, and they went into the waterfall. They fell into the waterfall because they were fighting. I think that was
Um,
I think it was because of that.
a key point of information I forgot to mention is the brothers are actually half brothers.
Yeah, so
And what's it?
they lived separately, so they didn't
Yeah.
have really a relationship. They were very different.
Yeah. And what I like about this series is that I think the theming of this miniseries is really like relationships in general,
Yes.
because you have the relationship between the two half brothers that they grow together basically on this journey, and then you have the relationship between the Marion, the heroine, with the two different brothers. Like, she has like kind of a different relationship with either of them.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, actually, I'll get to it later, but both brothers get their own dinosaur companion, and I can explain that later. And they both have to have a relationship with their dinosaur companion.
Okay,
So
all right, so Adam has his his flyback, and
yes,
and what do they call Carl's like they basically say, oh, it's your
six.
baby, it's your daughter, or something like that. In a way,
Oh,
I forget what they call that. It's symbiotic,
hatchling,
if I'm
right? I
not.
thought it was a hatchling, or
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't remember, but because I'm still watching. I have to watch part 2 and part 3 still right now. But basically, what happens is when you are integrated into the Dinotopian society, part of their like culture is that you get matched up with a dinosaur companion for life.
Yeah.
And but what happens is the depending on your character And I guess like the matriarch, right? The one famous actress that you were like freaking out about.
Yeah,
She
Alice.
has
Yeah,
like
she was
good,
play the board queen. I showed you a
yeah.
picture. You're like, ew.
She has like really good insight into people. And so she was able to determine without even really meeting the two brothers until kind of like until the last minute that one brother really needs this getting over his fear of heights
Yeah,
figured out, and the other brother needs to learn to care more, because that's like the issue between them is one brother has like is too self-centered, and the other brother is too scared about everything in a way.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that
So,
was really interesting to see that and like how it plays out with their individual story arcs.
yeah, give him something to care about. So that's why he had that little baby. Was that like a triceratops? I think or something.
I don't think so. No, it's not, because it doesn't
Because
have horns.
that was okay. No, you're right. It had like an equivalent shaped head. I think,
Yeah, I
but
don't remember
yeah.
I'm not I don't remember all my dinosaur names, but I know it's like a smaller version of
What
that.
good are you? What good are you? You're my dinosaur. You're my
Yeah, what good am
go-to.
I? That's the
I'll be.
question.
You know, it's funny. I kind of want to talk a little more dinosaurs after we talk Dinotopia. But yeah, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, so anyway, so like talking about the relationships, like you just see that
Yes,
throughout the show. Like, and then you also see the relationship between Marion and her father, the mayor. You also see the relationship with the villain, the bad guy, and the two brothers, and they're kind of different. Um, Anyways, it's just really interesting to see all of that, and it's to me, I find it like pretty good storytelling for its time. But what
oh
really
yeah.
intrigues me is I like the use of a lot of physical
I
locations
I
and
did.
props.
Yeah, me too. I like that too. I liked all the practical. So
Yeah.
there was CGI. I mean, this is 2002. This is 2002 stuff. So there's CGI dinosaurs and all that, but like all like the sets and the props and all that. There was a lot of work that went into it. There's a lot of money that went into it. So I can and it looked, what's funny is it did, I mean, not the same level as Star Wars and Alien, but it looked lived in too in a way.
Yes, and I think that's really what captured me as a kid, is like, wow, this world feels real. It doesn't feel two dimensional. Um, Even with the goofy CGI, like with Zippo. So
I love Zippo. I think I like I
yeah, he's
like
great.
Zippo is yeah, Zippo won my heart. Like I just yeah. Yeah, I was like, I was like at the end of part one when they're at that temple and they're trying to get
Yeah.
on. All of a sudden, all the and I think all those alligators, at least the close-ups, were all practical animatronics. I think in the
Yes.
water.
Yes.
So and I'm like, and then they bite and they knock Zippo into the water. Like, no, I don't want him to die. I don't want him. That's how much I cared about this character. I was like, no, and they bit off his tail and all
Dude,
that stuff.
dude, the
And
one
you know who I thought that was? You know who I thought that
who?
was at first? I thought that was the voice of Dobby from Harry Potter. I was like,
Oh
is that
yeah, yeah,
Dobby?
yeah.
I looked up. I like, no, it's not Dobby. It's another actor actually that I'm aware of. I don't know if you've ever seen the old movie Mouse Hunt. It was a funny movie about two dudes that inherited a house from their dead relative, and there's this little mouse that's just like I always like it's like Home Alone. It's like super violent. It gets super violent
Uh,
at points, but Nathan Lane's brother is the voice of Zippo.
oh, okay.
Lee Evans.
I'll have to look into that later.
Yeah, Mouse Hunt's really funny. I saw it, but it was like 97, 98. So I don't know how it wasn't popular because nobody I know has seen it unless you're an old man like me. So
Um,
I'm waiting for AC to call me a boomer. I'm just waiting
I call you boomer all the time, especially with
all
your
the
video
time.
game takes. So
Well, Super Mario Brothers is a classic. I know you hate it, but it is. It is what it is. Sorry.
but yeah, besides that, I just I like the show, the movie. I like calling it a movie, but it's a mini series, technically speaking. I love it a lot. The thing that's really weird about it is that it never really got translated outside of like the Germanic speaking countries. So trying to like you can't find subtitles for it in any Asian language. So I have to My wife, her and I are watching it right now, so she has to watch with like English subtitles, which she's been able to follow along pretty well. But
Was she constantly asking you questions during the movie?
no, because like most
Really?
Japanese people, when they watch a movie, they're quiet. Which we didn't even get a chance to do that when we went to the movie theater. If when you came out here, we didn't get a chance to go watch a movie because there really wasn't any like interesting movies being played.
Yeah,
Um,
it wasn't until after I left, then Revenge of the Sith came out. I was like, bro, I should, because
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
would have, yeah. I told you, I told you that seeing that movie in the theater when it came out was awesome. I went with my buddy. We went to midnight. We went to a midnight showing of it the day it came out. It was right after finals for me, so it was probably the best time. Oh man, it was. I came out of that theater like I swear I came out of that theater changed or something. I'm not joking. I felt so bad for the whole thing. I was actually a little nauseous when I left the theater.
Mm.
That's how bad I felt at the end of that movie. So yeah, I would have loved to. I would have loved to have seen the guy. You know, I was telling everybody this. I should have used all my PTO time and stayed till like Wednesday or Thursday or something. But yeah, I'm glad you and James had a good time seeing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Watching a good Star Wars movie in the theater. Um, yeah, I wish I could do that all over again, but I don't know when that'll happen. Um, one last thing I wanted to mention about Dinotopia, because I told you I was going to say it to you on stream, about my wife's comment about the first part. So
Oh,
she like almost ruined it for me, the whole mini series because of her first like her comment after seeing it.
when you say ruined, what do you mean? I'm
So
curious.
so the introduction when the characters they first get to Waterfall City and they meet the mayor and they're like getting introduced and all this other stuff, and
Yes.
then like Carl's like, yeah, but we need to go back and get our dad. He drowned with the plane and whatnot, and then the mayor's like kind of brushing aside, it's like, oh, this will be all solved later, blah blah blah, and then later on they get kind of like they sign their names into the long list of people that have shipwrecked on that island, and then they get indoctrinated basically into the Dinotopian way. And
Yeah.
when my wife saw all that, she's like, "Wow, this is like a cult, basically." And for like the rest of that like episode, I couldn't get that out of my mind. Like if you pay attention to the wording and how they talk, the mayor specifically, and also Marion to a certain degree, it's very like cultish speak and like cultish behavior, and she just kind of like destroyed the illusion for me for that first episode. It was really
Oh,
funny.
okay. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, like usually with I mean, they do bring up, or at least I think Carl brings up, like or no, the villain actually brings up, because we disagree that they treat me the way that I do. So yeah, maybe Mrs. AC might be correct.
Oh, she's
I don't
got
know.
some crazy perception, man. I mean, it's like just random one-liners like that. It just knocks you off your feet, so or shatters your world. So, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel now watching part two and part three, but anyways, I just thought it was funny. So,
I mean, based on cultish behavior I've seen on social media, these people are sweethearts in Dinotopia
oh yeah, one hundred
compared.
percent, yeah,
But yeah, I mean, like even Marion, like I like Marion. I mean,
yes,
I like her, and even when like there's a point where like I think Adam is they're both going up the mountain. So Adam's doing his thing, like if he wants to graduate and get his own flyback or something. He has to go up. He has to go climb up to, and it's so dangerous. You're up in the mountains. What was it? Canyon City? Is that the name of it?
it's Canyon City. Yep.
Canyon City. And so he's going up these peak mountains. You're. It's not like it's like if think Zion National Park, but without the chains and much higher. And
Yes, yes.
that's basically what they
With
were
giant
doing.
dinosaurs flying around.
And yeah,
Yeah.
there's giant dinosaurs flying around, and there's a point where she nearly falls, and like he has to not only he still has to um, deal with his fear, but oh yeah, one thing I didn't now think about it, I don't think he ever jumped. He didn't jump. I thought we were going to see him jump later because they're all jumping like Mario. They're jumping over these really high chasm, like it's nothing. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And he's just like, I'm not doing that. No, I don't think he's like, I don't even. He keeps saying, I don't think I'm not. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. But yeah, I did it again. Going back to my original point, he basically gets mad at her because she is acts too perfect. And he's like, say something mean or do something spontaneous or something. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's slowly coming back to me. Yeah, because she's very noble in her behavior and her character, very regal. You're
Yes.
talking about Marion, right?
Yeah. Talking about Mary.
Um, yes. It's just oh man, it's the way her character is written. You just don't really see that nowadays, and it makes you really like the character even more because she's a cool like female character but not like bossy and like abrasive and rude and overbearing, like she's just very
Like today's like today's female characters.
yeah
They
and
who
yeah so anyways it has like it's just another one of those like old and it's not even old, it's like 20 years old plus years old now, but I don't consider that old. It's one of that time period of really good TV writing because this, like I said, it is a mini series, so it did air on TV. um
Yeah, this
and
I mean, like this was 2002. This one was successful. So because this was successful, they made a TV series, but that TV series got canned after half a season.
is that the cartoon one?
No, no, it's not.
Oh, that's right, yeah, the other one,
they
yeah.
continue this, but with different actors. So there's two different actors that play Adam and Carl this time.
Okay. I never saw that, so I think I remember Googling it, like, what is this other Dinotopia series? And I was really confused, but okay.
I looked up who the actors were. One of the actors is Sean's brother from the actor that plays Sean in Boy Meets World. His brother is I think is Carl, and then
Mhm.
Eric Von Den plays I think Adam. I think I don't remember, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't remember. You probably don't even know Boys Meets World. That's
No, I don't.
TGIF those 90s. ABC 7 Friday nights. Oh, bro, TGIF. There's a show I think you would like. I think it's on Disney Plus. Dinosaurs. Jim Henson's Dinosaurs. I used to be obsessed with that show. That's the reason why I watched TGIF. When I was
Oh, not the mama dinosaurs?
with Baby Dinosaur, Earl Sinclair, and yeah, Earl Sinclair and it's basically the Flintstones but with dinosaurs, basically.
Yeah.
And you know how the show ends? The show ends after 4 seasons. The show ends with basically, is there an asteroid coming down? They're watching the TV and there's an asteroid coming down.
No.
It ends on a dark note. Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. Wow, that is hilarious.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch it. So now that you got me, you got me Dinosaur. I downloaded Dinosaur 2000. I want to watch that. Haven't watched it yet. I actually rediscovered. I forgot all about We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, which I don't even think you've heard of. It's one of those movies that bombed
Mm.
in 1993. So,
Did you say wait a second. So did you say you've never seen the 2000s dinosaur movie?
no, not yet.
The Disney one,
I
right?
don't even remember. I don't think I've ever heard of it until you talked
Okay,
about it.
I'm not going to say anything about it. You need to just watch it and then tell me what you think about it because I watched it all the time as a kid, and then I just watched it for the first time in like 20 years. Like I made a post on it on X, and I was
Yeah.
just blown away by it. Like, okay, no wonder this movie like stands really well. Like you'll be just kind of, I think you'll be
Yeah,
shocked by it.
yeah,
So
I had to bring up another movie a movie I grew up with, and I had to all of a sudden I was like, "Is it as good as this movie?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, I don't know about
Land
that, but
Before
we'll
Time.
see. Yeah, Land Before Time.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, Land Before Time. I downloaded that too. I wanted to watch that, bro. That one scene. I
I'll
just
never
watched that
rewatch
one
that
scene.
movie. I'll never rewatch that movie.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not.
come on, you got to face. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna interfere in your character arc right now. So, by the way, you drink anything? I'm drinking some iced coffee that I made.
Nope. Just some good old aqua.
Aqua. Yeah, I had some earlier. I actually went to Starbucks and I got water instead of coffee.
Oh my goodness, how much did you spend there?
For the water, nothing. But I got one of those little. There's like a jalapeno chicken wrap thing that I really like. That's
Oh,
like a
okay.
couple hundred calories. I was hungry. I didn't eat anything today, so yeah. But that's why I'm drinking the coffee, the iced coffee now. So, um, but yeah, Dinosaur 2000. I want to see. Um, um, I went halfway through Dino Crisis. I think I already told you that though.
Yes, and you gave up because you can't play video games.
I did not give up. This was I played a little bit of it a few days ago, and I'm just too lazy to play it during the week. I usually either take a nap when I get home, or yeah, so or I watch the news or something, or YouTube or something. Well, now it's YouTube, and before, if I was a boomer, I'd be watching the news, but it's not the news. So
But yeah, Dino Crisis that is has become one of my top 10 games of all time now. I played it for the first time this year, and man, I fell in love with that game. I want to replay it again on hard mode. I do want to see how difficult it is on hard mode. Um,
wait,
yeah,
so wait, so wait, so is this? So do you is hard mode unlocked after you beat normal mode basically?
I believe so, if I remember correctly.
Are you nuts? Like I'm barely like I'm doing what you mentioned. I'm running half the time because a Velociraptor takes like 10 million bullets.
Yeah, because you're not. So it's kind of funny. So on easy mode, you can kill most of the dinosaurs. They do still take a lot of bullets. On normal mode, you're actually like not really supposed to kill them. You're supposed to like stun them. That's why there's a ton of like darts in that game, and you can
Yeah, and the stun's only like
manufacture darts.
yeah, so the stun's only like a couple of seconds. So
Yeah, because you're supposed to stun and then run to the next room, and it's one of those games. I'm on my way, or I'm going to be playing Resident Evil or Biohazard here.
yeah,
Um, James over here. Um, yeah, so I'm going to be playing Biohazard here soon because it seems like it's a similar game in that aspect where you're not supposed to just kill everything. You need to like plan ahead where you're going to run to, which hallway or room you're going to run into next, and
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's what I'm looking forward to. Like when I play that, but that's how you're supposed to play Dino Crisis.
I mean I still have not played the original Biohazard for PS1. I've only played the GameCube. I've only played
Oh,
the
the
GameCube one.
remake, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the remake is the perfect. It's the I mean I that's how I got introduced to it, but I think that's the perfect way to play the first game in my opinion. I might
Speaking of No, I think you're right. A good friend of mine, his name's Jason. He says that is like one of the best Resident Evil games.
It
Is the
is.
the remake on the GameCube? He said
Yes.
it's like it's one of the most scariest out of all of them too.
Yeah,
Um,
yes, it is. Yes, it is because the sound. I mean, and I think it was the same for Dino Crisis, but like you hear the sound of your footsteps just echo in
oh
each
yeah,
room, and then the rooms are once again fixed angle. So when you go to a place, you're like, okay, you don't know if someone's going to be there. You don't know if there's going to be like a zombie, a silent zombie. Most of the zombies like,
makes sounds. Yeah,
they make sounds, but some don't. And then there's a point where you're being hunted by these creatures, and you're seeing a cutscene from those creatures' point of view. It's terrifying. And then they chase you, and if you don't have bullets, you better run like hell. So, um, but yeah,
I,
like it's like I mean, it's the same with Dino Crisis. And this is what I thought originally thought Resident Evil was just some cheap, just shoot 'em up, very gratuitous and all that. I was surprised playing the first game. Well, watching my friend Marty play Resident Evil 4, but I was surprised the first game. It's like you're just in a big dungeon in Zelda, except there's jump scares and everything. You have to figure out, find keys to unlock doors. You have to do in like Metro, you gotta do some backtracking. Remember, okay, where does this key go? What door? Where do I gotta go? And Dino Crisis was the same thing, but I kind of cheated with Dino Crisis because I'm too lazy right now.
I was taking notes live while I was playing the game
Yeah,
because you
you
kind of
have to
need
write
to.
you have to write four number codes. And I was like, oh my gosh, where do I wish I had like a journal entry thing, like I could look at the journal from my like my menu, like
Mhm.
like later games allow you to do. No, you have to actually go back to where you found the number, and you have to. It's like,
Yes.
was there like a whiteboard or something, or there was a piece of paper next to a body? Yeah, like for instance, you had to take the ID card in order to access like the lower part of the
Yeah.
of the lab, and you had to go to a computer and input the code. And I forgot the freaking code, and I have all these velociraptors I have to run past, and I freak out every time I go into the corridor. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get past them. They're going to whip me with their tail or something, and I'll be down, and I won't get up, and then they'll eat me.
I think the next time I play it, like on hard mode, I'm gonna find a way to print out the map of the game, like the map, like just the
Mhm.
different rooms, and then I'm gonna write down like what I found in those rooms, like code or information or whatever, as
Yeah.
like my form of note taking, and then like maybe take a photo of it and share it online.
So if
Because
there's like a door, or if there's a computer that you need a key, or like a code key
yes,
or
like a
something like
specific
that.
code, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's a very interactive game in that aspect. I like that a lot.
Yes.
It I don't know. It's just it was a fantastic game to play. I really wish I played that when I was younger, but I didn't grow up with a PlayStation, so
Yeah. Neither did I. RoboCop game. Who played the RoboCop game that I watched and it was actually really cool? This guy. Just saying.
yeah. So I think I saw earlier. I don't know if Steve is still here. He was saying if anybody got a Switch 2. I think I saw that up
Oh yeah,
there.
yes. Oh yeah. There he is. Yeah, he got a Switch. Him and his son were playing Mario Kart World last week. I was watching them. Very. It looks really good. Mario Kart looks really good. Um, they looked like they were having a great time. So, I did watch the DK. I did watch the DK thing. So it's very Super Mario Odyssey. Like even
I
the music.
didn't. I didn't watch it, so
There,
I don't
there
want to
is a
be.
there's another song. So I don't know if this is going to be a thing now in the future with Nintendo games, but like maybe Mario and Donkey Kong games are going to have their own theme songs now. Or
Just a warning. I didn't watch the direct because I'm actually trying to go into this game a little bit more blind than most people.
yeah, well,
Uh,
I'm not going to say anything else. I just wanted to tell you that there was a song.
that's interesting. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the
Like
jump up song
Pauline,
from
yeah,
Mario
like
Odyssey,
yeah, like the Pauline.
Pauline one. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did something. Oh, well, okay. If I say anything more, you don't want to be spoiled, and then I'm gonna, you know.
Well, going back to Mario Kart World, so yeah, I got thanks to our buddy Carl, was able to get the Switch 2 a week later, and so I've been having fun playing Mario Kart World. My only gripe with the game is I find the new music to be very lackluster and boring.
Really,
The
really.
new music in the specifically in the tracks, like the new tracks that you're running around it or driving around in. Um, now I think I know why. The reason is that the way the game is designed is that you start out at one course and then you race to the next course after you've done like the 3 laps, and then
Hmm.
as you're racing to the next course you're actually doing like another 3 laps, like a mini race in itself. So if the music from course to course to course to course was way too diverse like it was in the last game, I think they probably thought in their minds that like, oh, it might feel a bit jarring that you're like the music is changing so drastically. Because if you go back and listen to the soundtrack for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's
Yeah,
fantastic. Like every course has its own personality to it. But in this game, the biggest issue is like, yes, all the courses are beautiful and they have their own personality, but it's not reflected in the music very well. And it's like really disappointing. But the open world, now the racing around the open world, I've only done a little bit of it, but the open world music that plays, it's kind of like a radio. You basically have like a Mario Kart radio that's happening.
a radio station. Nice.
Yeah, in a way, that music's fantastic because it actually has personality and like color to it.
Do they play
Um,
like all? Do they play like all the classics from previous
oh, dude,
games? And
so they play like a lot of classics from across the Mario Kart games, but they also play like remix. Sorry, when I mean classics, all the music's remix. Like there's no like copy and paste from another game. It's
yeah,
all remixed tracks from across the Mario Kart games, as well as the Super Mario games, like the from Super Mario 2D to even like the 3D games, and that's really cool because they all have like a fresh new take on that. Song that's being played in the open world. Sometimes you hear it between the courses, like when you're racing from one course to the next. Um, but yeah, I was like, what really killed me, at least for the music, was the final when you're playing the special cup and you unlock the Rainbow Road. The Rainbow Road course is like hilariously like ridiculous. It's like what they did with it. It's like five Rainbow Roads put together, but the
Really?
music in it is like so like theatrical and like over the top and like I don't know, like it
Yeah,
felt like
that's
it was a performance, not really like an actual race, if that makes sense. Um,
well, like a Broadway
in a way,
performance.
yes, like a Broadway performance that like you're just kind of going through the motions and
Is there
you're driving through
lyrics?
it.
Is there someone singing?
There's no to my knowledge, I haven't heard any like vocal music in the game. It's all instrumental. Um, but
Okay.
I just the music in Rainbow Road because like one of my favorite tracks for Mario Kart is the Super Nintendo version of Rainbow Road, um, and also the
Which they played in the movie. Like I was
yeah.
actually surprised. I was actually surprised to hear that version because I think the one that I think everybody likes is the N64 one.
Um, yeah, I'm partial. I like the SNES one, but I also like the Wii one. The Nintendo Mario Kart Wii has a really good Rainbow Road song. Anyway, so like I said, I've loved the Mario Kart games. I love the music in particular, and just the music in this new one just doesn't hit the same like it did in the last game. And that's kind of like a bit of a downer for me. But I like the tracks, like the actual courses, I should say. They're fantastic. Like they're very large. There's a lot of like little neat tricks and stuff you can do, and there's a lot of like hidden details here and there. I'm not a big fan of the menu layout because when it comes to choosing your character, because what they've done now is they've separated all the costumes into like individual
Hmm.
selections for you to choose, and it makes like the menu like 30 pages long with all of these characters that you can choose and all their alternate costumes. So that's like I don't know why they did it like that. I think that's a bit weird. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I know I've been playing. I'm trying to what I do when I play a new Mario Kart game. I always start on 50cc and then slowly make my way through up to like 150cc and then mirror mode. So right now I'm on like 100cc. But man, on 50cc, um, you get pelted by like blue shells and like everything else at you. Like if you're in first place, you get
Yeah.
pelted so much in this game. Like it's worse than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't know what they did. I don't know if it's because there's like 24 racers now or 20 racers now that they're like, oh, we're gonna the probability of you getting hit with a bunch of blue shells has been increased, but it's like it's insane. And I'm kind of glad I don't play this game online anymore because I know it's like that was a big issue back in the day playing this game online was just like getting wrecked by blue shells left and right. So um, yeah, so I mean it's a cool game. I like it a lot. I don't know yet if it's well worth the $80 price tag that you US folks are paying. Um, but it is a very impressive game visually. Oh, one last thing I'll say about it. I had frame drops while I played this game 3 different times.
Oh, really?
Yes, like I'm playing on a 4K TV at like 60 frames
Hmm.
and I had some crazy frame drops both in Rainbow Road and in some other courses as well. And I'm like, okay, this is not cool. Like you guys, this is your flagship game for the console, and I'm experiencing some crazy like some slowdowns while I'm playing. And I'm not even playing online, by the way. I was playing locally, so I think that was kind of like unexpected. Like, come on, Nintendo. I know you guys mostly put out polished products, but that was like kind of unacceptable to have that happen to me. At least I yeah. So and by the way, mine's a brand new Switch, like everyone else's. So it's not like I let it sit in like a heated car or something, you know.
Hmm.
So um yeah, that was goofy that happened to me like 3 times. And also my wife saw it happen all 3 times because she played with me or she watched me play it and she
Hmm.
was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" So
Yeah.
that was odd, dude. It was really, really odd.
So you said that this is like five different courses, Rainbow Road.
Oh yeah, yeah. See how it has like the number 5 out of 5 for laps? That's basically
Yeah.
each lap is its own course, its own Rainbow
Really?
Road.
Holy
Yeah.
crap! No way.
Yeah, it's insane how long it is. it's very visually impressive. Like this, that's the thing about this game is that everything about this game is that it's visually impressive, um, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Um, but yeah, it's just it's really neat. I mean, look at this right here. Like you're going into space, which is like kind of like
Yeah, it's like
the
yeah.
key feature of Rainbow Road is that you're in space. So, um, yeah, it's cool. I need to go back and play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to make sure that I'm not misremembering stuff. But I'm pretty confident that there's just like some weird things about this game that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe didn't really have or suffer from. And I don't know if it's because of how large this game is, or now there's a lot of new animations that are in this game. So like Steve was saying in the chat, you can like grind on rails and walls. So that's like all new like animations that they've put, as well as when you drive off road, the tires of your cart will actually grow to be like off-road tires, and then they'll shrink back down. As
Mhm.
well as when you land in the water, your cart becomes kind of like a boat. And then also when you're flying, instead of having
Mm.
like a parasail glider or whatever, you actually
Yeah.
have like wings, like an aircraft wings coming out of your cart. And then on top of that,
Didn't all that stuff with the glider and the submarine kind of start in like 7?
yeah, on the
If I remember
3DS,
correctly.
yes,
Yeah.
7, yeah. The other thing too is like if you're stationary, like not driving, and you rotate your analog stick, your cart actually moves, like kind of bounces around, like based off of how you're rotating the analog stick. So
Yeah.
there's like a lot more animation to this game, which is pretty neat to see. Um, so I like that type of detail as well, just seeing all that stuff. And there's a lot of like NPCs like riding around on the track across the
Mhm.
open world, I should say. Like
Yeah.
you're bumping into cars and like and other stuff. It's like it's pretty impressive, like everything they put into this game to make it run as it does. So um, I understand now why it's not a original Switch title, because I don't think it would have survived on the original Switch. So
That's why I think they said like they wanted to try it, but there was just not enough the Switch couldn't handle that much power
yeah,
this game requires. So yeah. That's why they postponed it to the Switch too.
yeah.
It looks really good. I'm really liking what I'm
Oh,
seeing.
dude, it's insane. Especially if you play on a 4K TV, it's just like, holy cow, this is Mario Kart now. Like, I know people always complain that like Nintendo doesn't make like realistically crazy graphic games, but they still know how to knock out like cartoonish type games with good graphics and whatnot. So this game is definitely a good example of it. So. Um, I mean, even Mario Kart 8, which they're showing right now, that game looks really good regardless on the original Switch too. So,
Do you
um,
think they'll ever do a Mario Kart Maker?
you know, I really, if they did, they would have to come up with a really good formula that's like easy for anybody to pick up and like create a map, create a course.
Yeah.
I think what really sold like the original two Mario Makers is that it's a 2D game, and you have all of these like blocks that you just put on a two-dimensional field, and there's not like a whole lot to it, and it really comes down to creativity of like how you want things to interact with each other, but it's limited. Whereas like Mario Kart, it's like, I mean, you got like three-dimensional stuff happening on a large map, and you have to also keep in mind the amount of like items you can use and all this other stuff. Um, I mean, if they could, or if they did, it would be interesting, but I don't think it'd sell. I take that back. It probably do pretty well because the modding community is pretty in on Mario Kart modding with Mario Kart Wii, for example.
Yeah.
And it's just like Halo, right? Remember how Halo has like Forge World and people went nuts with like the
Yeah.
Halo Forge World? I think people would probably do the same thing with Mario Kart. It depends on the tools. If the tools are really easy to use, then it could take off.
Okay. I mean, I was thinking like they would probably, take the Mario Maker format, and just like obviously expand that for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Somehow, like have sketch like a layout, and then select what
Yes.
your what type of course or what the environment's going to be. And I don't know, there's a lot more. I know there's a lot more to it that I can't think of.
I mean, if any indication, the what do you call it? The remote control Mario Kart. What was that called again? Mario Kart. I don't remember the name of it now, but it's the one that's the actual remote control, right? And you play with like
The
you play
wheel?
from a first person perspective with the toy on the ground. So the
Oh,
toy's on the ground, there's a
oh, I
camera
forgot about
behind
that.
it.
I forgot
And
about that.
yeah, and that
Was
one you
that
can
was
actually create your own course with it. Like you put these checkpoints
yeah,
around your like living room and then you
yeah.
map out the course that way.
Was that even
So
successful? I remember hearing about it, and then I never heard about it again.
I think it was like decently successful. It still sells pretty well, and they made a second model. They made like a Luigi model, I think, so you could play with Mario and
Yeah.
Luigi. So if they took like whatever they learned from that on how people build courses, they probably can like build a good tool from that on how to implement into like an actual Mario Kart, 3D Mario Kart game. So it would be interesting to see.
I'll be honest. I mean, I've told you this. You know this. I am behind. I'll be honest. I never even played. I don't think I've even played Mario Kart 8 on the. I own it for Switch, but I don't think the. I think I only played Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U.
Oh, the worst one of the two. Okay.
Mm, I guess. I mean, but I remember. I think I was listening. I was listening to you stream. I was listening to you stream, and you. I think you said it was basically it's a totally different game. The
Oh yeah,
deluxe.
the Wii U version and the Switch port are two different games.
Is it just because of all the DLC that was added or something?
No, it's mechanically they're two different games. So the Wii one is excuse me, the Wii U Mario Kart 8 is very neutered compared to the port of on the Switch. The port on the
Right.
Switch is the real experience that everyone should have had when the Wii U came out. So for example, you can only carry one item on the Wii U version of the game, which goes against the double item holding that you can do since like Mario Kart 64, I believe. Um, on top of that, the drifting was neutered as well on the Wii U, so you could only drift like up to level 2, like two times or two spark colors, whereas
Yeah.
on the Switch you could do 3 times. There's also some other like physics and mechanics that were kind of like dumbed down a little bit on the Wii U. I don't know why, because when you play on the Switch, it just like feels more responsive, and you feel like you have a little bit more speed and you have more control of your cart versus than you did on the Wii U. So. Yeah, I like I said, somebody's played these games like pretty religiously. Like I felt a huge difference between the Wii U and the Switch when I got my hands on it. Um, I know there's like a couple other examples I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, of course, obviously like DLC is completely different. So you have like a lot more tracks on the Switch as well as some more characters and whatnot. But that's like not even a comparison really. That's just extra content. So
So okay, so basically the mechanics overall just is better in every way.
I believe so. Yes, 100% much better.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there
I
was
still
another.
have. I think I still have my. Actually, I have to check. I don't. Actually, I might have gotten rid of it. Now that I think about it, I only got a few Wii U games left. I have this one,
Yes, that's a good one.
and what's funny is I haven't played this one yet, and I still have the sticker. I still have the sticker, the pre-owned
That one,
sticker on
that
this.
one is not too bad. Yeah, on the Wii U. Yeah.
Um, and this gets very little love. I don't know why Nintendo's been. I don't know why Nintendo's
Yes.
been
Neglecting it. Yeah.
neglecting it. This I'll never get rid of this. I'll never get rid of this.
Yeah, that one's good too.
Oh, your favorite thing. I did have it all along. Right here. Burn your eyes. Burn your eyes.
All right. Well, it's nice knowing everybody. I'm gonna have to cut things short here.
And here's your drug. Here's your drug.
Yeah, that is the goat of GameCube games. Yeah.
This is a GameCube game. This is a blank case. I don't know what you're talking about. Like this is not even a game. I don't know what this is.
Hold on, let me address your buddy Steve real quickly. Yeah, when I get more time into World, I'll have to let you know what I think more about it later on. I can't say that it's better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right now, but I'm willing to see it happen. I just have to play more of it, especially into the 150cc and the mirror mode tracks. So, because I like what I've played so far. So, yeah, I'll have to let you know later whenever I get to that.
Yeah. Steve is a Switch 2 simp, basically.
I've been having fun with it. Trying to play as much as I can, testing out games to see which games run better. I'm looking forward. Obviously, like we glazed about it real quickly, but the Donkey Kong game. So that's a game I'm gonna stream.
I can't talk
So
about it. If I talk about it, then your head's gonna explode. So yeah.
yeah, and of course, everyone's most anticipated game, Metro Prime 4, coming around this
Um,
year. So as well as there's another impressive game, but yeah. Anyway, so the Switch 2 is fun for that, and just playing some of these Switch 1 games, but like running better. Like as far as like
yeah,
they're maintaining their frames, they're not dropping, they're not sluggish. A lot of these games definitely need like graphic patches because they look very kind of like muddied in some of the games. Like their edges aren't as sharp and whatnot. So
yeah.
hopefully those get kind of patched. But I have been impressed with some of the quality of games have been boosted on the Switch too.
Oh yeah, didn't you get Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom?
So you're talking about like the upgrades?
Yeah, the upgrades.
So
Or
I didn't pay for them because I have the online membership. So you get it for free basically as part of like that online membership, and so I will buy them.
oh, is I was going to ask. Sorry, interrupt you. Do you have to pay? Excuse me. Sorry. Do you have to pay more for the GameCube online thing, or does that come with like the N64 package?
Dude, I don't even
yeah, like
remember.
it was 1999 for the NES, Super NES,
Yeah,
and then when they brought in like Game Boy and N64 and Game Boy Advance, it was like 55. And they went from 20 to 55 bucks. I mean, it's a year, which is not bad, but still, it's a
yeah.
crazy, crazy difference. Like more than like almost 2.5 times the price, just for a couple more consoles. Everything. So I'm curious if they pulled the same crap with adding the GameCube.
I'm checking right now because I just didn't even look. I just bought it. So I just spent the money. So I don't think so. No, I'm looking on their website. I only see the normal NSO and Nintendo Switch Online, and then I see the other one, the upgrade pack. And so I think
Wonder what took
the
them so long. Like I was waiting for this since the Wii U. I was waiting for them to do a Wii or to do a GameCube Virtual Console, and we didn't get anything. I was like, is it that hard to emulate? They can't even emulate their own games.
I think so. I don't think it's a question of emulating their own games is an issue because the community, right? Dolphin emulator is like really well made. It's a really well made emulator tool.
Yeah,
Um, so emulating GameCube games is not an issue. I think it's just Nintendo wants to have as much control over their own like re-releases of classic games because they want to make as much money as they can from those re-releases because they have to spend money like maintaining
yeah,
the servers and the staff to update those games and to keep an eye on those games like security and stuff like that. So if they're gonna, I mean, they're a corporation, right? So everything is from a lens of money and how
hmm
much money they're gonna spend up front and hopefully get like the returns on it. Um, I don't know. Maybe the Switch One just didn't have the power to emulate the GameCube games, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but maybe that's why. Maybe they weren't confident that it would be like perfect. So that's why they're like, oh, we'll wait till the Switch 2 because it'll actually be a better like rig to do it on. Because I was experimenting with Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube Classic, and
yeah.
man, that game runs like buttery smooth. It's like really impressive how smooth that emulation is for that. So yeah, maybe they just were like, we'll wait till Switch 2 to do that.
Is that 160 frames?
Yes. Oh yeah, dude, you could definitely tell that game is 60 frames.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know GameCube games were 60 frames. So yeah, see, at least when I make a mistake, I'll own it, and
Yes.
I'll correct. So
Something
yeah,
that is much needed in this online space.
well, yeah, with people, because everybody wants to win the arguments, and they'll deny reality to do it. That's how stupid it is. But yeah, I still have it. I still have it. I still have this wrapped in its plastic.
Oh, that's a red case. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it's red. I don't know what that means because it does it. This is this is just how it came. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the same people that worked on the original games. Or did they farm it out to another studio to make this?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know off the top of my head. I have to look it up. I don't,
A lot of
because
people
I
were
don't remember when they
complaining.
shut down.
Yeah, people complained about this and Super. I didn't play the. I mean, I did play a little bit of the advanced version of Superstar Saga, but I ultimately beat the 3DS version, the remake of Superstar Saga.
Oh no,
And
this game.
it gets a lot of hate online. I was looking. I'm like, I don't
No,
get. I
it's
don't understand why.
people are over picky. They're way too picky about crap, and it's like it's just really irritating because at least with that game that you have in your hand right now, the original DS version of that was some of the Bowser like not mini games, but kind of like the challenges you did with Bowser
Yeah.
required you to like blow into the mic. And our buddy Adam was playing it last year, and he was just like struggling with some of those like mini games because the mic wasn't registering like the wind that was hitting it. And but they completely removed that in the 3DS version, so it's like it's
Oh,
based
okay.
off of like tapping or something, so it's a little bit much better. And I completely forgot to warn him about that before he started his journey playing that on the original DS. So um, I will say that I do like the charm that the DS's sound font, like the musical notes on the DS. The
Yeah.
music for that game sounds better on the DS than the 3DS, in my personal opinion. But I still think the 3DS version visually is a very good looking version of that game. So, uh, yeah, I think you'll like it if you start playing it. I love that game. That's my favorite of the Mario and Luigi RPG games.
I noticed that it's like one. It's the highest rated of all the Mario and Luigi RPGs as well. So
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, this is when I got it. This is if I got if yeah, this will definitely be the next one. I don't have Partners in Time anymore. I only have a couple of DS games. This is one of the DS games I still have that I still haven't beaten yet. This is the remake of Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, this was originally my friend's game. I accidentally damaged. I actually accidentally damaged the case right here. I had this packed somewhere, so I still haven't been. I mean, I played the original four. I beat it a long time ago, but I never beat this version. I played a little bit when my dad was in the hospital about a decade ago, and I got stuck with the Dark Elf. I don't know if you played Final Fantasy IV yet. No, you probably haven't.
Not yet.
There's a point where you got to go to a cave, and there's a Dark Elf that you have to get this particular uh, item, or else the bad guy's going to kill your girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's that type of game. Damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Really good. It's really good though. I mean, the bad guy's practically Darth Vader.
Actually, I just ordered and it should be coming here this week or next. The Pixel remaster for all the first 6 games on the Switch.
Of Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Oh,
because
yeah,
there.
that's right. It did come out on the Switch. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like one
I
of the
have
most
I have it on
expensive
Steam.
Switch games too.
Oh, okay. I
It's
have it on
really
Steam.
expensive.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, those games are all totally worth it. I know our mutual friend Justin, Legend Leo. He's tempting me to revisit Final Fan the original, not this game, but the original Final Fantasy two.
Number one, yes. Oh
The
wait, sorry. Say that again. You said original two.
the original Final Fantasy two that originally came out on Famicom,
Oh yes, yes, yeah. I got you. Yep.
which is totally different. Doesn't have a level system. It's you get hit, you build defense. If you hit, you attack more, you build attack, and yeah, it was a rough game because it was very minuscule how much you improved and everything. I wasn't even sure I
Yeah.
was playing it right, so but it was a tough one, but it's his favorite, and he's telling me why it's his favorite because he's really good at that. And I was like, okay, maybe I got to revisit this. Maybe I was just too young and stupid when I was in college because that's the last time I played it was when I was in college. I played
Mhm.
the Origins version on PS1.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I played one and two. I never played the original. I never played the NES Final Fantasy or the Famicom versions. I don't want to. I'm terrified of those. I don't even want to look at the same screen.
Well, speaking of Final Fantasy, are you gonna pick up Tactics because it's getting a remaster?
Yeah, this guy. I told this guy, he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've never played Tactics. I know a lot of my friends play Tactics. I've never played it."
I never play it, but I always hear about it because everybody likes to talk about it as it's like the second coming for tactic games. even though like Fire Emblem was around first. So everyone
Yeah,
talks about FF Tactics.
I have, and what's funny is I have the original Fire Emblem. I bought it for this, so I played a little bit of it. I think I get it. I think I never really play those games that much. I don't think I fully understand how they, if I'm playing them correctly.
Well, the original Fire Emblem game is brutal. It's like original Final Fantasy brutal.
Yeah,
So, I mean, just like a lot of those NES and Famicom games. Uh, but the Game Boy Fire Emblem games, which is basically what or no, wait a second. So the Final Fantasy Tactics came out on PlayStation 1, but it also got re-released on Game Boy, and I think is that what the I think that's the one most people remember that is the Game Boy version over the PS1.
no, I don't
Unless I'm
think
getting that
so.
wrong.
No, it's
So it's
PS1.
the PS1 is you know what? I take that back. The reason why that game is popular is because it has Cloud and Aerith, and that was a place. Seven was a PlayStation 1 title as well. So,
It has
um,
Cloud and Earth. I didn't know that.
yes, it does. I just learned about it like several years ago. But no, they're part of like the story. A little bit like kind of like Easter egg type characters, if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, they're part of the story and well, like in the game, I
Interesting.
should say. Yeah, and I think that's probably why it not the main reason, but probably is a small part as to why that game is well remembered. Because I mean, if you think about it, PlayStation One had Seven and Final Fantasy Tactics and it did really well internationally. So, or both those games. So,
I see. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days. I got you. You know how far behind I am. I'm. That's why I started playing. That's why I have this out now. I've been taking this with me to work. Been taking this with me in my book bag to work every day. So, um, I managed to. I'm almost done with Super Mario Land 2. That's what I'm playing right now
oh yes, I need to
on here.
play those two games. Yeah.
It's that one's a lot. Yeah, Super Mario Land 2 is a lot of fun. I haven't played this one in a long time. So, and I'm playing. I actually did. I've downloaded the Onimusha 1 and 2, and
Oh yes,
I
those.
started to play it. I compared to Dino Crisis and early Resident Evil. The even though it's the same type of camera work, the controls are really nice. Like
Well,
compared to those games.
you know why? Because the controls have been modernized. You're not actually playing with the original controls.
I know, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, I'm not like trying to dismiss it or anything because IJP kind of blew my mind when he told me that because I played Onimusha for the first time recently and I was like, wow, these
So is
controls are like really
Onimusha a
nice.
horror game or is it just an action game?
I would consider it an action game. It's not a horror game because
Okay.
you have uh, to me at least, you have the ultimate ability to slay any monster that's in front of you. Whereas like in a horror game, you don't really have that option all the time.
It's
So
survival. It's
it's
survival. You
more
have to
survival,
conserve
yeah.
resources and yeah. Okay.
But my goal is to play number two because it is on Switch and everything else now. So I like to get into that and play two, and then hopefully we get three before the new one comes out. Because I like to see Jean Renault, in the modern era.
Yeah, you know who sold me on that? Adam,
Yep.
RNG. RNG. Um
Yeah, because
speaking
he
of what,
sat and played all three of them back to back, basically.
yeah, he's like, "Oh, you could beat it in a few hours." Like, "Really? You can beat those in only a few hours?" Well, yeah, if you know what you're doing. Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to be me. At least not my first play, at least. Um but yeah, I got those. I checked it out. I like what I saw so far. I'll probably I don't know when I'm going to play that one versus all the other games, all the other billion of games. So my first priority, I mean, for Switch, I'm playing Golden Coins, Mario Land 2, but mainly I want to get through Dino Crisis. I want to get through the first Dino Crisis. So, but yeah, dude, Dr. Kirk is basically William Birkin from Resident Evil 2. I don't know if it's the same voice actor, but it's just same archetype, I guess you could say. So, and I know he's going to be a bad guy. I knew he's going to run away. I knew he's going to be a bad guy. That whole part with the T-Rex, when you're on the heliport, I was like,
Oh yes.
am I at the end of the game? Because the end of the first Resident Evil takes place at a heliport, and then something attacks you. But no, this was just oh, okay, this is like the midpoint of the game, And they did the whole. I was like, okay, the helicopter's coming. The T-Rex is still finding me. Oh no, it's gonna be aliens all over. It's gonna be aliens. The helicopter crashes, and they're like, "What are we gonna do now? We're stuck here. Game over, man."
Dude, I thought I was at the end game too when I saw that heliport. I'm like, really? I'm already. There's a couple times in Dino Crisis you play and you're like, oh, I think I'm at the end game, and it's like, nope, it's not, and then you got to keep going.
So there's these new dinosaurs that popped up in the third level, the third basement level. You're like in this armory, and all of a sudden these dinosaurs with these really sharp claws are not the velociraptors, but they're like they only hit you once or twice and you're dead.
Yeah,
Um, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm terrified to fight them, to engage them.
yeah. Are they all black?
Yes.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, you can't kill them. You have to run past them. Unfortunately, they're really annoying. They got like super armor basically, and you'll be dealing with them for the rest of the game because they're part of the rest of the game.
Ah, I see. All right, I'll keep that. I'll definitely keep that in mind. So, um, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I want to hopefully get through it. I heard there's like multiple endings. I want to get the good ending or the third ending, basically.
Yeah, there's actually like four endings, but three of them are like the official one, and then the fourth one is kind of like an alternate or a variation of one of the main three endings, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I want to. Oh yeah, I want to try the third ending where I think they killed. What was it? They killed the T Rex, or maybe they don't kill the T Rex. I want the craziest ending. I want the
Yeah, yeah.
craziest one.
I don't
And
remember off the top of my head which one that is, but yeah.
and it seems like in order to go do the crazy stuff, you have to go along with Gale instead of Rick.
Yes.
Instead of
Yes.
Rick. So
Rick
I
Ross,
chose
man.
I chose Rick.
Freeway Rick Ross.
I chose Rick the first time, and I regretted it for the first. So when you get to a certain point in the game, you have to decide whose course of action you're gonna go with, either Rick or Gale's. But apparently Gale's just like just straight up just like slaying things or running away or something like that. More danger or something, more excitement. I don't know, but yeah. So that's so I wanted to do the Gale ending basically. The third, the second one, the second version or something. So yeah, I spoiled the game for myself, but me reading something and then experiencing it are two different things. So I don't
Yep.
have that. I don't have the issue. Other people do. I think you do, but I don't. So yeah. So I have there's a few other things I wanted to share. No, you said on your last stream you had there you with when you were with Left Eye Ego and Roman, you talked about Gundam.
Yes.
I don't I think we did talk about. I know you saw. I know I think you told me you would never watch Double Weighty again for the same reason you never watched Land Before Time again.
Yeah, I can't sit through stuff like that. It's too difficult.
I like it. I like it when stuff is very emotionally charged like that. It just it just makes you it gives you perspective and all that. So and what the message is. But yeah, look what I got. Your favorite show, your favorite Gundam
Yes,
show.
I need that. I need that. That's cool.
Yeah, I haven't watched this one in a long time, so I haven't even watched this Blu-ray. But I've seen the show. I had the DVDs before this, so. But yeah, I
Can you
watched a
still
little
get
bit
that
of.
Blu-ray?
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
well, I don't know. Like the Right Stuff was the distributor for all the Gundam stuff for a while. So I didn't even buy. I mean, I have a whole shelf of Gundam stuff right there, but I don't have all the Gundam shows. I don't have Gundam Wing because I think Gundam Wing stinks in my opinion. Gundam C, Gundam Age. What was the new
Double
Iron?
O?
I have Double O. Double O I actually really liked.
Yeah. Double O is great.
I never finished Iron Blooded Orphans though. So the last one that I watched was the last one that Tomino did, which was G Reco or Reconquista and G. It was a short one. It was only 26 episodes. Gundam shows are usually 50. So, but yeah, this is great. My favorite is still Zeta Gundam. It's the second show after the first one, and it's the darker. It's basically the Empire Strikes Back of Gundam, and it sets up the final it sets up the final story, which is the movie Char's counterattack, basically.
Yep.
So yeah, the ending. I rewatched the ending of this, bro. It's heavy. Lots of it's epic. Like I miss stuff like that. And then this is another great one by the same director, Tomino, and he kills women in the show. And the 13 and this is a 13-year-old boy that has to witness all this stuff. So yeah, so Gundam is basically war. What is it good for, especially from the point of view of a child who gets thrust into that situation because they have no choice. And that's what makes it compelling to me. That's what I like about it. Now building the models, that's even more terrifying.
Yes.
Seeing you open at that model the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, that's scarier than watching any character die in any of these shows, to be honest. So, but yeah, that's me and Gundam. I definitely want to revisit it. I really like the franchise quite a bit. There's just so much of it now. And
Yeah.
they've been revisiting Universal Century like it's going out of style instead of, making other shows that take place in their own timelines, like like G Gundam or Gundam Wing or something. So
Yeah, I think. Well, no, because the last show that was its own thing was Witch of Mercury, and that was before the one that's going on right now.
there's
Witch of Mercury, I believe, is its own like universe.
okay. I have not watched that one. What's the new one? Is there a new one?
Yes, the new one is the one I'm watching right now that has everybody talking about it in Japan. Like I found out that like my boss is a big Gundam fan, and him and I have similar tastes with Gundam, and him and I have been digging this new series. And then another friend of mine, she hit me up recently, and she's like, "Hey, are you watching this?" I was like, "Yeah, this is amazing." And so the new one, I'm not gonna say the name because the name in English is a bit weird. Um, but the new one basically takes place in a alternate timeline. So what happens is, if you remember from the original show, how Amaru he finds the
Amuro.
RX or Amuro he finds the RX-78, right? Or
Yes.
the original Gundam, right?
Yes.
And then that's like you follow
Side
his
7.
yeah you follow his story, blah blah blah. And that
Yeah.
go and he has the rivalry with Char.
Yes.
Um,
Shaw.
well, in this show, Char actually finds that Gundam and he steals it, and
Huh?
he finds that Gundam because something happens where they were able to, like, he accidentally found it because they invaded the Side 7
Yeah.
colony. And
Yes.
then while they were, because what happened was they got a tip that Side 7 was doing some research, right? And then
Yes.
Char went there with two Zakus,
Yes.
and while they were there, they saw that now it's actually a different version. It's not the original RX-78. It's actually a different looking Gundam, but he saw it out
So
in the open.
is this a what if show basically?
No, no, it's not really a what if. It's like an alternate timeline type of show, alternate reality, I guess. I don't know if they consider what if. I don't think Japanese like do what if type stories. Um, but no, anyway, so he steals the white Gundam. It's called the white Gundam actually,
The white
and
Gundam. Okay.
he runs off with it, and then they actually repaint that Gundam into the red Gundam, so it becomes his famous red color.
Yeah.
And then what happens is
Red comic.
actually this show really dives into the whole like psychome and the what's it called again? The I can't think of the word right now. Like how the pilots talk to each other through their brainwaves.
They're new type.
Um, the new types, yeah, the new type stuff. It really dives deep into the new type stuff in this show, and and also the proto new types, like the anti new types.
The anti
Uh,
new types.
base. So because like what if you remember from the original series, like new types were actually kind of like viewed as dangerous. I don't know if that was like
Yeah,
really.
so yeah, new types are basically they're like a weapon. Like these are people that live in have been outer space and have been in outer space for years, probably even born in outer space. They don't really get into the whole, what happens to your biology when you're in outer space. There's a show called Plantis that does that, but in Gundam, when you're in space long enough, you become a new type. Like you have this ability to you have heightened senses. It's like you're in a consistent adrenaline rush. But not only that, you have like telepathic abilities. You have heightened awareness to the point where, like, if someone, you remember how Amuro first shoots at Char in the original Gundam, and he misses, like, just
Yeah.
completely misses. It's that type of, like, you have that ability to see to anticipate before it happens. So there's that. And then Zeta Gundam, they started doing cyber new types, where they started making
Yes.
new types in
That's
a
what it is.
lab. And
Yes.
it was one of the most heartbreaking stories in Zeta Gundam was the main character Camille falls in love with one of these cyber new types, and well, it's a
So
it's Yoshiyuki Tomino Gundam, so I'm sure you can guess how that ended.
this new
So
show, that's the word I was thinking of. It was cyber new types. That's they just where I'm up into the episodes. That's what they've just introduced is cyber new types,
yes,
and how inhumane it is. The what they
it
do with
is.
cyber new types. So, now what is
Like they
making
like they f around with your brain. Like there was one character in Zeta Gundam, another girl, different girl from the one that the main character falls in love with. This one had she was her brain was screwed to the point where she thought she was a kid, and the main character was her brother, her older brother. And what happens to her was messed up too. But sorry, go on. Yeah, it's inhumane, basically.
so what's really okay, so what is selling this series right now, especially here in Japan, is that obviously it's got like now he's not in it all the time because the way they're writing the story, it's you have to like watch.
Did they get Shuichi Ikeda to do the
I
voice?
don't
Because
I don't
he's been
know
he's been
names,
he's been
dude.
well, he's the original voice. He did original voice. He was in all the shows. He was in Origin, which was
They
the more
probably did
recent.
if he's still alive. If he's still
Yeah,
alive, he's 100% going to be doing it
he's
then.
still alive. Toru Furia, who plays Amuro, is still alive. So I don't know if he retired. They're both old enough to retire, but I don't know.
So back to what I was trying to say is the reason why this show's doing well is because yes, you have Char in it and it's taking place in this alternate timeline, but also this show is a collaboration between the Gundam writers and the animators and the artists for another famous show known as Evangelion.
Oh, okay. So they got Project Kara involved.
I don't know the specific
Studio
studio
Kara.
names, but I do know what I've heard from people is
So
that that's what it is. It's those two.
Gynex was the original that worked on the original show. Hideaki Anno was the showrunner, and believe it or not, Hideaki Anno did the mechanical. I think he did the mechanical design work for the Char's counterattack film. So yes,
Hmm.
yeah. So he was involved with Gundam. So I wouldn't be, yeah.
Yes, it is
Hideaki
Studio
Anno,
Kara and Sunrise. They're both working on this show together.
Sunrise, also known as Hajime Yatate. Yeah, I didn't know this.
So, yeah, so I'm really drawn to these the design of the mobile suits, like the main mobile suit, Char's Red Gundam, some of the other new mobile suits, like the Police Zaku looks really cool. That's one of the kits that I bought. There's also the gun cannon. The gun cannon mobile suit is not like on treads. It's actually like an actual. Oh no, my bad. It's not
That's
that
a
one.
gun tank.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, the gun tank. The other mobile suit that is always with the Gundam. It's like it has a red body but a white
The
helmet.
gun, the red body. It's a gun cannon.
So it is okay. Yeah, the gun cannon. My bad.
Yeah, the
That
gun
one,
tank has gun tank has the treads.
the treads. Yeah, they haven't shown like a redesign of the gun tank yet, but the gun cannon, the redesign of that looks pretty cool. Um,
Is the white base in the show? Is Amuro and all those guys in the show, or is this all
no,
completely
it's completely different because
from the Xeon's point of view?
what happened is Char steals the Gundam and then he goes to battle like a year or so later to like try to finish the war, and I don't want to spoil it, but like something crazy happens where he basically disappears with the red Gundam, like it just disappears. And then you fast forward to X amount of years later. I
Yeah,
don't remember how many years later, and now you have this like new Gundam that was made by some organization that is the main Gundam of the show, and then Char's Gundam like reappears out of nowhere, and it's actually being piloted by like a different kid, and there's like this whole weird like new types and the psycho type stuff happening behind the scenes, and like there's still all the political stuff that's happening between the families inside Xeon as well,
The
and
zombies, yeah.
yeah, the zombies and all that other stuff. So like it's got like it still has that classic Gundam like political infighting and stuff that's like really attracting the older generation, but also
Yeah.
attracting the new generation with the flashiness of the animation, because the animation is really cool and really impressive in the show. I mean, it's done by Studio Kara, so I guess that's just what's to be expected. So
Okay, I'll have to look up what's the name of this Gundam. Newest Gundam.
you can say it on stream.
Mobile Suit Gundam GQUX. Is that what it is?
So the Japanese way of pronouncing it is GQX.
GQUX.
But it
Okay.
sounds similar to another disparaging term that our friend Carl likes to use a lot online.
Yeah, I think I know what that is. So okay. I'll,
Yeah, so that's like the kind of like the inside joke with the English like community is like the name of the show's a bit odd, but um yeah, anyways, like the mech suit design is really cool. I like the new mobile suit designs, and the kits are really cool too.
okay. All right. Yeah, this is very interesting.
And the show is entertaining. I don't find the characters to be overbearing like a lot of like modern anime shows. I think the characters fit pretty well for what they do. A lot of old characters make appearances, but we have not seen the Amuro and all those guys. White Base. I don't even think they'll appear in the show, man. I think this is really just focusing more on Xeon and what happened with that. So
I mean, Char is the most popular, is probably one of the most popular anime characters of all time. So yeah, if you're gonna do a Char show, it's probably gonna be good. So all right, I'll have to check that out. That actually does intrigue me. I didn't think they would ever do something like this.
yeah, it's amazing. I'm almost caught up. I'm one episode away from being caught up. I think this is gonna be a pretty popular Gundam show for years to come.
Believe it or not, in the Gundam novelization, which was also written by Tomino, there's Amuro dies during Amuro dies, and then Char basically joins the White Base and takes over piloting the Gundam, if I remember correctly. I got the book right here. I'll show you. I actually, what's funny was the director of Gundam, the creator of Gundam, came here to Chicago when I was in college. So I walked all the way to downtown when Borders Books was still a thing, and that's where he was there, and he was signing his. They released the Gundam novelization, and he signed it for me. And he had all these handlers like not letting us, have him sign like DVDs or something. So yeah, but yeah. I think the first time I ever met someone who created a show that I liked or something. So yeah.
Yeah, when you get the chance, man, just look up like the different suits, the mobile suits, and see what, because that's what really kind of pulled me into this new show was the design of the mobile suits. So,
This is it. This is what came out in 2006.
oh, nice.
Awakening, Escalation, Tomino himself, and he signed it. Where is it? And he drew a picture. Is the Haro in the show by any chance? So
Yes, yeah. There's a different Haro, but yeah,
there's a
that's cool.
he drew a Haro right there. So yeah,
That's awesome, man.
I haven't, be honest, I just tried to start reading this a while ago. Not much of a reader. I have to finish this, and this is not available on digital, so
Physical only,
yeah,
yeah.
it's physical only. So definitely a keeper. So all right, it's been 2 hours, AC, and time went by really quickly. So I think we covered everything I wanted to cover. So yeah, I'll watch some of those other dinosaur stuff, and I'll let you know when I beat Dino Crisis. Um,
Yeah,
stuff.
looking
So,
forward to it.
so you want anything you want to promote? Anything you are going to be doing?
Yeah, so this is still Dino Month for me on my channel. So earlier, actually, before this stream, I was playing Turok Evolution, and I wanted to beat it in three streams, but that's not possible because the middle chapters of this game are actually really long. So I think I'll have to probably do two more streams of this game. So next week, I'm looking at my schedule. It looks like I'll be able to stream two more times next week. So I'm hoping I can finish this game before Dino Month ends. Because I really wanted to start the Dinotopia game that I got, but I don't even know at this point if I'll be able to play that. So for sure next week I'll be streaming two more times the Turok game, and then hopefully in July. My plan in July is to play a lot of like summertime games. So my goal is to play Super Mario Galaxy 2. I'll probably play the opening on stream, and then the rest of the game I'll play off stream because it is a very long game, and I'm not gonna be able to stream it all the time during July. On top of July, I would like to also get back to finishing the JRPGs that I've started because I've started way too many JRPGs right now. Um, and then in July as well, oh, that's right, I'm so stupid. Besides Super Mario Galaxy 2, the most important game that I'll be streaming is that new Donkey Kong game on the Switch 2. So I will be only streaming the opening to that game. I'm not going to be playing the entire game. I'll check my schedule. Maybe I might try to squeeze it in as much as I can, but it's like Super Mario Odyssey. It's gonna take forever to beat that game, so I might just want to take my time with it. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be for the month of the rest of this month in July, man.
Okay. All right. So for me, before I go into what I'm going to be doing, just want to show some physical things that I got. So this came in AC. This came in.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was tempted to buy. Yeah, that's
So
really cool.
it's just the classic trilogy. So on my way, because of our talk and all that, I watched Jurassic Park 3 on when I was taking my flight from Montreal to Chicago. So I managed to watch the entire movie. I liked 3 a lot. I was just disappointed they didn't like kill the dinosaur. They just made it run away or something like that. So oh well.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that part was a bit odd. It was really anticlimactic. That part, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, other than some issues I'm sure people have with like the arcs and all that, which is probably why I got a low score around the board. I still enjoyed it. It still was really good. Everybody was getting eaten. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I need to. I did buy the Jurassic Park book, so I do want to kind of
Oh
fit that in
yes.
between Wheel of Time and I gotta watch The Lost World again.
Well,
I remember people were being eaten left and right in The Lost World.
so speaking of those movies, and I forgot to mention, I'm watching those movies on DVD because I found like a really cool collector's or trilogy pack, and
Hmm.
there's also a behind the scenes bonus DVD it came with as well. So I've been trying to watch that as well this month. But yeah, those three movies are fantastic. I can watch them any time of the year, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't finish the first one. I have to watch the. I have to finish the first one again. I started watching on the plane after Jurassic Park 3, and then um, yeah, I haven't resumed it. I need to watch it again in its entirety. So classic. But yeah, guess what I got again? So
Oh yes,
I
yeah,
gave you this. I immediately replaced mine with the 4K version. So
I appreciate it.
so yeah. Enjoy this that and the Clone Wars. So this one I watched on my way. This movie is good. This is Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West. So it's very cinematic, and it's very there's lots of scenes where they're just looking at each other, but it's really well done. It's so good. And Charles Bronson's character, he plays harmonica because all he does he speaks very little, and he plays the harmonica, and you know he's present, and you know the shit's gonna go down. Yes, like this movie is great, and this is one of there's the awesome opening, and then there's a heartbreaking scene. There's a heartbreaking scene in this that like you're like, wow, this the director had some balls to do what he did in the beginning of the movie. What the villain does is one of the most one of the craziest things. I was like, I saw this, I was like, they did not do that. They did do that. So, and here's another one that I recently bought that I think you would like. This is a movie called Ron. This is another Kurosawa. film. This was one he did in
Nice.
the 80s, and it's basically his take on the King Lear story by Shakespeare. And some of the battle scenes, like the main character that plays King Lear or whatever his Japanese equivalent is, you literally he's standing there as his castle is burning around him, and he's just like kneeling there in shock. You see arrows just like swoop right by his face. I saw that trailer. I was like, holy crap! This, they're not effing around. So dangerous, so dangerous. But yeah, and the same actor that plays the old man in that movie is the main character in this one. This is called The Human Condition. I started watching this when I got back. This is a World War II. This is a World War II film. It's a trilogy. This is a trilogy came out 1959, 1960, 61. Each movie is like 3.5 hours long.
Oh,
It's
sheesh.
it's a trilogy that was done before. Everyone says Lord of the Rings is the greatest trilogy ever. After watching this, I might change my mind and think this might be the greatest trilogy ever written. And this is Japanese, but this is basically about the Japanese involvement in World War II, basically, and this showcases the brutality of the Japanese. The first part takes place. They're running the main character is a conscientious objector. They accuse him of being a leftist because the fact that he's more empathetic to the enemy. This first part takes place in Manchuria when the Japanese were occupying the land and all that, and they were forcing the Chinese into slave labor, just like mining for iron ore, so that they could fund the war and fight the Allies and everything. So
Hmm.
that first part's about that, and then the second part is about that same character because of the fact that all the corruption that happened, all the reforms they tried to do failed. They basically screwed him over, and they forced him to he was doing all this stuff so he wouldn't get conscripted into the military. Well, he got conscripted in the military, and we get to see the brutality of being in the Japanese army. And he goes through a battle, and almost everybody's gone. Everybody bites the dust when the Soviets declare war on Japan. And this still takes place in China. And part three is him basically trying to elude the Soviet. I haven't watched it yet, but the third part is him, of trying to elude the Soviet army and all that. So, yeah, but it's a very compelling thing. It's even though it's not like violent because it came out in the 50s, early 60s, black and white. It's just really, it's brutal. Like characters get killed, and like characters that you come to care about end up, losing their lives like they're nothing. Like, yeah, like it's
Hmm.
crazy. Like, yeah, like, yeah. So
Well,
it's called The Human Condition. It's
well,
called The Human Condition trilogy.
speaking of World War II, Japanese World War II movies, there's a new one that's coming out because I saw some advertisements for it recently, and I'm kind of curious to check it out now because I didn't think they like make modern ones. I don't see a whole lot of modern ones. So, anyways, yeah,
I think isn't the Japanese, aren't they still in denial, or at least the government is kind of in denial about
the government,
its
yes.
brutality. Because I remember reading an article, Miyazaki was calling out like Shinzo Abe about that or something like that. I don't know. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird the politics behind it.
So, um, okay, so there's another. So okay, I'll have to look it up then. I'll have to look that one up. So, um, yeah. So yeah, next week I'm going to be on RNG Carl's podcast next Friday. I forget what we're going to be talking about. Obviously, game related. Maybe it's Nintendo related. Um, so no Chilporeal. And I only other one that I have planned, and that's not going to be till later in July, is I'm going to have Pix Calcus on. He's one of the White Cloaks, but he's a big he's a big Nintendo guy, and I've been wanting to have him on for a while, so I managed to get him. So I'm going to have him on later next month, and I'm going to see if other people want to. I'm gonna send out some more invites, see if anyone else wants to come on or something. So I don't know. I gotta make some videos, AC. I gotta make that Mario's missing video.
Yeah, I'm I look forward to that because I remember playing that game on the computer, and I was like, "What is this game?" I thought it was like a fake game for the longest time.
It was in all the catalogs. I thought it was a real I thought it was a real Nintendo game. It's so funny. Years later, it wasn't a Nintendo game. They licensed the characters out.
Yeah, it's weird.
I was wondering why I couldn't die in the game as Luigi. Now I know why, because it's an educational game. I
Yep.
learned quite a bit. I learned quite a bit though. I won a few geography beats because of that game.
I'm looking forward to you breaking down the history of that game.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find resources because you know what I like to do. I like to find primary sources. So like maybe or like maybe like original magazines. I don't want to. I don't really want to. I don't like to use like other YouTubers because I don't want to put. I don't want to incorporate their takes and all that crap.
Yeah.
That's why like whenever I work on a retrospective, I never watch like other retrospectives. So, but I do want to find like like the old magazine articles or maybe some old catalogs or something like that. So, yeah. So, yeah. I just haven't made any videos. I just haven't had the drive. So I haven't had the drive to do like kind of consume anything really. So, yeah, that's why I need you to keep bullying me. Keep bullying me into.
Yes, I'll always be here for that.
So, all right, but yeah, AC, thanks for doing this. I know you're really busy with stuff, and yeah, everybody, subscribe to AC, subscribe to his Twitch. I put on my Twitch on X. Like the video if you haven't already liked the video, and well, everybody. I figure, I was like, what type of outro should I use for AC? Because I usually the last few things have been Wheel of Time related, and you have nothing to do with Wheel of Time. So I was like, what should I do? And I was like, you know what? I still have something from the last time you were on with me, and Matt Cave was on with us too. So let's end it like this. Take care, everybody. What did they say? Oh wait, what did they say at the end of Dinotopia? Wait. I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Breathe deep. Breathe deep, AC.
I don't remember. Seek
peace.
peace. That's right. Sorry, I was trying to think. Like, wait, I wasn't ready for this. What are my
All right.
lines?
Yeah, I nearly forgot this too. So breathe deep, AC. And seek peace, everybody.
Seek peace.
All right.